Hello and welcome to Health Professional Radio. I'm your host, Neil Howard. Thank you for joining us. Going to be speaking with Dr. Melanie Dean. She's joining us here to talk about her new book, The Hidden Power of Emotions, How to Activate Your Energy Field and Transform Your Life. It's a culmination of 10 years of research in psychology, molecular physics, and quantum physics as well. Thank you for joining us here on Health Professional Radio, Dr. Melanie Dean.
Thank you, Neil. Glad to be with you today.
10 years of research in psychology, molecular physics, and quantum physics. Give our listeners a bit of your background, a brief bit of your background, which is probably very extensive based on the research that you've been involved in. And then let's talk about the hidden power of emotions.
Well, the background for what started my interest in investigating how our power works came from when I had an intention and sold my business for the exact amount of money I had been meditating upon. And the business sale came about in a very surprising way, an unpredictable way. And all of a sudden, the amount of money that I had been focused on quietly in my morning meditations is in the bank.
Wow.
And I had this question, well, scientifically, how is it that what we focus upon can come into being as something scientifically real taking place? So there was my question. Mm-hmm. And now that I had this time on my hands with some financial abundance in the bank, I set out to get answers to that question. And I am a Ph.D. and kind of a nerdy scientist person. So I just started with my initial questions and followed one scientific thread after another scientific thread, which took about 10 years, and came to the scientific pieces of the puzzle that say, yes, our focused intentions are real energy matter. They're real energy matter full of subatomic and quantum power, and they are powerful because those real energy waves sync with other similar energy waves, bringing us what we focus upon.
So there is no such thing as luck?
Oh, yes, there is certainly luck. Mm-hmm. You, though, can actually activate and direct your emotions of focused intention, and then your intuitive guidance, your intuition, is part of the strong, powerful emotions, and I will explain why some emotions are more powerful than others. But your intuition is also an emotion. So you have luck, that happens, yes, but you can actually activate and direct your energy to go to work for you to get what you desire.
How exactly do you direct these energies, this emotion, this focus, in order to get that which you want? And do you have to be extremely careful about the focus? Is it one of those things where be careful what you wish for, you just might get it?
Well, that's such a good statement, and yes, true. In that, your emotions, you don't have to be super careful, you just have to be generally careful. Mm-hmm. Some emotions are more powerful than others because it's interesting that research shows, well, first of all, let me back up. Emotions are made out of real pieces of elements in the world that everything in the world is made out of, like carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, has a little stinky sulfur in there on oxytocin. You're familiar with your love molecule called oxytocin? That also has a little sulfur in it. Anyway, some of these emotions, all emotions have molecules that your body creates, and they all have a different wave pattern. So the power is in activating emotions that have a smooth, even wave pattern where those waves can easily sync with other similar waves. When they sync, they share, they communicate, encoded information, they trade that information back and forth. That's the quantum communication, the quantum physics communication. And that brings you the communication, the intuitive guidance that you need for getting connected with what you want. So I'm going to give a little example of some numbers because you have lots of health professionals here and they probably are saying, well, I don't know about that.
Yeah, give us some of those numbers.
So your smooth, even waves of energy, emotional energy, come from safe, calm, happy, eager, hopeful feelings. like oxytocin is a great example. And that wave pattern associated with that feeling is very smooth and even. And it is 3 times more powerful than sharp, jagged, fear-focused feelings like adrenaline. And so it has the smooth even is 0.27 millivolts, and the sharp, jagged energy pattern of fear is 0.09 millivolts. The frequency of the smooth, even waves of energy, and the reason why they have a higher frequency is because they can sync easily and they boost each other up in that frequency. The frequency of the smooth, even waves of energy is 10 times higher than the fear and anxiety. So the smooth, even, calm, hopeful feelings are 0.55 decibels per hertz, and the fear-focused feelings are 0.005 decibels per hertz.
Wow.
So your power is going to be in choosing your smooth, powerful, hopeful, eager feelings.
So is there a way to boost these positive feelings? And on the other side of the coin, can you weaken these positive feelings? I mean, what are some of the things that might, dissipate these vibes, as it were?
Well, that's a great question. And in my book, I call them power zappers and power boosters. So every section in my book, every chapter, has a little bit of the science so that people can understand how their power works. And then it also gives common power zapping, things that happen that people mistakenly fall into, or power and some power boosters to boost your power. So the essence, the bottom line, is to purposefully activate the hopeful, calm, eager feelings of the visions for what you want for yourself. And to let dissipate, just to let fall by the side, the feelings that commonly get triggered in us when things don't go the way we want them to. We usually get triggered with blame or complaining or anger or frustration. Those energy waves are sharp and jagged. They're not very powerful because they can't easily get in sync. But if you do want more of that energy in your life, you can concentrate on it and get it. But I don't suggest you do that. So the best way to really purposefully activate is the energy for what you really want in your life, is to use those things that are not going well, that are not happening as you want them to be clear on what it is you do want. And I use the word you, what you want for yourself, not a wish that you want somebody else to do something different. So what is it that you desire for yourself? And then the second step in this process is to then get some calm and quiet time with yourself and bring that vision for what you want for yourself clearly to mind, calmly, clearly, with some hopefulness, some eagerness. You can even play a movie in your mind where you see this vision fully active in your life. And as you give that just a couple of minutes of your time every day, then also pay attention to your intuition, your hunches and your nudges, and your inner gut knowing of what's right for you. Those energy waves are real. Those are the energy waves of your energy waves getting in sync and communicating with other similar waves.
Melanie, I understand that, focusing in a positive, purposeful way on the things that you want for you. For instance, you got the exact amount of money, which launched your research into this. Is it the same when what you want is to be healthier? If it's your health that you're focused on, is it the same type of thought process and, as you say, quiet time with yourself?
Absolutely. Most health professionals know that the vast majority of illnesses are caused by stress. And the reason why that is that when you focus on inside of yourself on things that are anger, resentment, bitterness, anxiety, worry, those jagged energy waves, they communicate to the cells in your body, and they communicate danger. The communication is danger. And then the cells in your body think there's something to be afraid of. So then they pull the functioning from your organs that are not needed to do, fight or flee the danger. And they pump what is needed to your heart and your muscles. And if you do that over and over again, stay focused in worry and anxiety, then you are in having more disease in your body because all the organs and cells in your body cannot function to their optimal. So your cells and organs can function to their optimal when they receive messages of emotion that say there is safety, there is well-being, there is hopefulness, there is eagerness, there is love. That communication to the cells in your body means they can function to their highest, and that means you're your healthiest.
Where can our listeners go online and get a copy of your book, get some much more information about you as well, Dr. Dean?
Well, please go to my website, melaniedean.com, MELANIEDEAN.com. And at that website, you can get the book. You can also sign up for my Wave Makers podcast and my Wave Makers email, which I will be giving free information to followers that want to know more how to work their power and to be powerful in their life.
Great. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining us here on the program this evening. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Health Professional Radio. I'm your host, Neil Howard, in conversation with Dr. Melanie Dean, psychologist and author of the book, The Hidden Power of Emotions, How to Activate Your Energy Field and Transform Your Life. Audio copies of this program are available at hpr.fm and healthprofessionalradio.com.au. You can also subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Listen in, download it SoundCloud, and be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com, Health Professional Radio.